grocery prices are still creeping up after years of sharp increases. But now, a new report shows some extreme weather conditions are actually making crop availability even more unpredictable, adding to the cost that we have to pay.
This is getting absolutely wild. We just watched a massive earthquake devastate entire regions, and experts are warning the West Coast could be next. Think about it. Another hurricane season wiping out power for millions. Meanwhile, 345 million people across 79 countries are facing acute food insecurity right now. Global supply chains are breaking down faster than anyone predicted. 2025 feels different. The warning signs are everywhere, and smart people are quietly preparing. Today, I'm breaking down the 10 essential foods that could be the difference between your family surviving or struggling when crisis hits your area. Food 1. Canned meats. Picture this. Supply chains have been disrupted for weeks. Fresh meat prices have doubled overnight. That expensive grass-fed beef now costs more than your rent. But that can of chicken you forgot about, still perfectly safe and packed with 25 grams of protein for the same price you paid months ago. During the early pandemic supply shortages, my friend Rachel watched her neighbors pay $15 per pound for chicken, while she fed her family canned salmon and chicken she'd stockpiled when prices were normal. The protein density kept her family strong during those challenging economic times. Vacuum-sealed pouches are often better than traditional cans. When grocery stores limit purchases or run out entirely, these pouches provide reliable protein that doesn't depend on fragile supply chains. Food 2. Honey. In 2023, honey prices jumped 40% due to supply chain disruptions and climate affecting bee colonies worldwide. While sugar and artificial sweeteners see wild price swings, honey maintains its value and never expires. Honey provides instant, sustained energy without the blood sugar crashes. During Venezuela's economic collapse, my colleague David told me families were trading honey like currency because it held value when their money became worthless. The glucose-fructose combination kept people functioning when affordable food became scarce. Honey is natural medicine that doesn't require a prescription or insurance. When healthcare costs skyrocket and medical supplies become expensive, you've got natural antibiotic treatment sitting in your pantry. Plus, it's becoming valuable barter currency during economic uncertainty. The science: honey has less than 18% water content, making it naturally preservation-proof. No refrigeration needed, no expiration dates to worry about. Food 3. Salt. During economic collapses throughout history, salt has maintained its value while currencies failed. In post-Soviet countries during the 1990s hyperinflation, people traded salt for essentials because everyone recognized its worth. Salt contains essential electrolytes your body needs to function. During high-stress economic times, when you're working extra hours or dealing with food uncertainty, salt becomes critical for maintaining basic health and energy levels. But here's the genius part: salt is the ultimate food preservation tool. When fresh food becomes unaffordable or unavailable, you can preserve whatever protein you can find with $2 worth of salt. While others spend fortunes on expensive preserved foods, you're extending the life of cheaper, fresh items. The stuff never goes bad and costs almost nothing. During supply shortages and price spikes, your stockpiled salt remains valuable for both nutrition and bartering. Food 4. Dried beans and legumes. During the Syrian refugee crisis, 8 workers discovered families eating beans and rice stayed healthier than those eating meat-based rations. Beans provide complete protein when combined with grains. 1 cup of black beans contains 15 grams of complete protein, equivalent to a chicken breast. Unlike meat that spoils in days, beans sit in your pantry for 30-plus years without degrading. During the 2011 earthquake in Japan, smart preppers were sprouting beans with just water, while others fought over scarce fresh food. Takes 3 to 4 days, and you've got fresh vegetables. The nutritional profile: iron, fiber, potassium, folate. 25-pound bag costs about $30, contains hundreds of meals worth of protein. Food 5. White rice. When Hurricane Sandy hit the East Coast, my neighbor Tom told me something incredible. While supermarkets were stripped bare of bread and pasta, bags of rice sat untouched because people didn't recognize its value. Rice is the primary food source for over half of the world's population for good reason. When stored properly in airtight containers with oxygen absorbers, rice lasts 30-plus years. Your children could inherit your rice stash. Here's where most people mess up. They buy a bag, toss it in the pantry, and think they're done. Wrong. Those bags have microscopic holes that let in moisture and let in pests. The secret is food-grade buckets with gamma seal lids and oxygen absorbers. 1 afternoon of work gives you decades of carbohydrate security. Food 6. Wheat flour. Russia and Ukraine produce about 20% of the world's wheat. 1/5 of global grain production comes from a war zone. That's the stuff that makes your bread, pasta, crackers, and morning pancakes. You remember when flour disappeared during the pandemic? That was just panic buying. Now we're looking at actual production shortages combined with climate change reducing crop yields globally. Flour is in so many things. When flour becomes scarce, it's not just about missing homemade bread. It's about watching the price of literally everything with wheat skyrocket. Right now, you can grab a 5-pound bag for about $3. When supply chains break down, that same bag could cost $15 plus if you can find it. Hard grains like wheat can be stored for 10 to 12 years properly. The smart money isn't buying flour for next month's baking. They're buying wheat that could feed their family for a decade. Food 7. Pasta. Most preppers miss this. Psychological survival. When everything feels like it's falling apart, familiar foods become incredibly important for mental health. A family who survived the 2017 Puerto Rico hurricane told me. After 2 weeks of eating emergency rations, their kids were crying at dinner time. Not from hunger, but because everything tasted like despair. Then, Mom made spaghetti with marinara over a camp stove. Watching her children smile while eating something normal was more valuable than any expensive survival gear. Pasta lasts 8 to 12 years in original packaging. It cooks quickly, needs minimal fuel, works with any protein or vegetable you can find. 1 box feeds a family for $1. Food 8. Vegetable oils. Canada, the world's leading canola oil producer, had terrible crop yields last year, really bad. South America got hit with droughts that destroyed soybean crops. 2 major oil sources basically wiped out completely. I watched a woman at the grocery store complain about an $8 bottle of olive oil that cost $4 last year. She should have bought 5 bottles right there. Cooking oil isn't just for frying, you need it for baking, sautéing, salad dressings. Without it, your food options become severely pretty quickly. Vegetable oil stores for 2 to 3 years in cool, dark places. When supply chains tighten later this year, you'll be paying premium prices if you can find it at all anywhere. Food 9. canned tomatoes. Canned tomatoes will save your sanity during extended emergencies. When you're 3 weeks into eating bland rice and beans, flavor becomes psychological medicine. During the early pandemic, we had tomato shortages so severe that stores rationed purchases. Remember that? Empty shelves, people fighting over fresh tomatoes while canned ones sat ignored. But here's the kicker. Canned tomatoes actually contain higher lycopene levels than fresh ones. Tomatoes are the foundation of Italian, Spanish, Mexican, and Indian cuisines. They're the magic ingredient that transforms boring survival food into actual meals people want to eat. High-acid foods like tomatoes maintain quality for 18-plus months past expiration dates. When fresh produce becomes scarce, these 89-cent cans aren't just keeping you fed, they're keeping you healthy and maintaining family morale. Food 10, powdered milk. My colleague working in the Lebanon during their economic collapse told me milk prices went from $3 to $25 per gallon when available. Meanwhile, locals with powdered milk were treating it like cryptocurrency. Whole milk powder lasts 2 years plus and provides complete nutrition, calcium, protein, vitamin D. Unlike fresh milk that spoils instantly without refrigeration, powdered milk sits patiently, waiting for crisis. Here's the psychological element. Imagine day 4 of a major disaster. Power's out, stores are closed, your kids are scared, but you can still give them normal breakfast with cereal and milk. That sense of normalcy is worth its weight in gold. The space efficiency is incredible as well. One container takes up a quarter of the space of equivalent liquid milk and needs no refrigeration until mixed with water. Natural disasters are hitting harder than ever. Power grids fail during extreme weather. Meanwhile, global food prices are skyrocketing. Supply chains break down regularly. Economic uncertainty spreads across countries. The systems we depend on are more fragile than people realize. Don't try buying everything at once. Build slowly and smart before the next crisis hits. Grab some rice this week, canned proteins next week, honey the week after that. Your family's security might depend on critical decisions you make right now while food is still affordable and available. Start today without any delay whatsoever. Your future self will definitely thank you when everyone else is panicking and you're sitting secure with months of food independence for your family and complete peace of mind. We hope this has been useful to you. Share it with friends and family, and here's to the next time. Thanks for watching.